give this video a like and subscribe.
If you know what's good for you, you'll follow us on Rumble. Let's talk about Halo Campaign Evolved, Sony's take on physical media, and more on today's Week in Culture.
Welcome to the Week in Culture. Welcome to the Week in Culture. Welcome to the Week in Culture. We push back, push back.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, and welcome back to Honey Badger Arcade. My name is Brian, and I am here with John, the problematic white guy, and this is the Week in Culture, where we talk about the cultural news of the week. And well, we just gotta point and laugh, or try to warm our hands in front of the fire that is like the burning entertainment industries. So, John, how are you doing?
Oh, awesome as always. Been out and active already this morning. Walked over to the grocery store and back, so I'm well fed and ready to go. So let's fucking do this.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's nice. I had leftover pizza from last night, which is fine as well. I mean,
Indeed. I had a big container
after
of some
pizza's always
strawberry
good.
yogurt. Indeed.
Strawberry yogurt. That sounds healthy.
Yes. Well, I'm in my mid 40s, so it's like I have to treat my stomach like it's made out of glass, because, well, otherwise I'm just going to be in pain all the time.
Yeah. Well, I hope that you are ready, because we're going to have a good number of stories to cover today, and it should be fun. I want to give a shout out to all of you all watching. You know what? I'm not going to spoil anything, and I'm not going to belabor anymore. We're just going to get into it, but give a quick shout out to Mr. 0303 and Norwegian Black Templar for being here early. I mean, it's probably late for you guys because you're across the pond, but for me, it's early. So, and yeah, let's get into it. So first, I'm going to do a little bit of a blast from the past. You guys remember Vic Mignogna? Anybody here remember Vic Mignogna?
The name does not seem. It's not completely distant, but it's not immediately familiar. But it's like I know I've heard it, but I can't place it.
Well, Vic Mignogna is. I mean, he's not dead. Vic Mignogna is a voice actor.
Yeah.
He was mostly built his career on his voice work. He did the voice of Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist.
Okay.
This won him an award for Best Actor in 2007. He's voiced Broly in the Dragon Ball franchise, Tamaki Suo in Orin High School Host Club, and Crow Branwyn in RWBY. Outside of the booth, he wrote, directed, and starred as Captain Kirk in Star Trek Continues, which is a fan-made Star Trek thing that ran from 2012 to 2017, and drew praise for capturing William Shatner's original performance. He is also a musician and has put out several gospel and Christian pop albums. And the reason why I'm bringing this up was in 2019. So this was, like a long time ago, in the
Right.
in the
the
halcyon days
yes.
of the late 2010s.
Yes.
He got anonymous accusations of harassment that surfaced alongside the release of Dragon Ball Super Broly. Voice actress Monica Rial and Jamie Marchi came forward. They're both actresses. There was two women. Came forward with claims against him. Funimation opened an internal investigation and dropped Mignogna within a week. Rooster Teeth followed. Mignogna denied the accusations and expressed regret for any discomfort his fans may have felt, but he never admitted to any underlying claims. Mignogna's supporters because he was like very liked by the fans. Like they love this guy. They thought he was a great guy. So his supporters, what?
Oh, I was just saying, I was agreeing because I was like, Edgar's pretty popular character, so
definitely, yeah. Mignogna supporters raised roughly $260,000 through a legal defense fundraiser and organized under two hashtags: hashtag I Stand With Vic and hashtag Kick Vic, turning the dialogue or the dispute into one of the loudest fights in the anime convention scene had ever seen. Mignogna filed a defamation suit against Funimation, Real, Marchi, and Marchi's fiance in Tarrant County, Texas. There were no... The record shows that the lawsuit did not fail because a judge or jury weighed the harassment claims and sided with the accusers. It was dismissed under the Texas Citizens Participation Act, the state's anti-SLAPP law, which protects speech on matters of public concern regardless of whether the speech is true. Texas's Second Court of Appeals said as much directly, writing that the dismissal, quote, does not serve as a factual adjudication of the underlying harassment allegations, end quote. No court ever ruled that Mignogna did what he was accused of, and no criminal charges were ever filed. There was also no formal police report ever, produced either. What Mignogna lost was a procedural fight over Texas free speech law, and he was ordered to cover the other side's attorney's fees, a separate matter from guilt or innocence. So the reason I'm bringing all this up, we have this guy, he was Me Too'd. That's basically what it was. He was Me Too'd, lost his job, was, his character assassinated, his reputation dragged through the mud. There were people who stood by him, but for the most part, that was the event. Now, of course, what happened to Vic Mignogna is not unique. This was going on all over the place in every industry because of the Me Too movement, basically. And now that a lot of time has passed, you would think that he'd be able to get back.
Comicsgate, as I recall.
So Comicsgate was going on. Gamergate obviously had already been going on for about 5 years. But it was basically, they're all speaking to the same disease. They're all speaking to the same sickness, right? So, but in this case, okay, so why are we talking about Vic Mignogna now? It's been like 7 years since this whole thing had happened. Right. Well, he was supposed to be a guest at New Mexico's Comic Expo, and they basically kicked him out. And they have nothing on him besides the same 2019 allegations that never produced any findings against him in court. The Albuquerque event had announced Mignogna for its September 26, 27 show at the Marriott Uptown, so that's like in a couple months, covering his work as Broly in the Dragon Ball films and his Captain Kirk role in the fan production. Days later, the convention reversed course. The organizer's statement posted through the account NM Comics Expo read in full, quote, "In the excitement of creating a guest roster for a comic convention, we learned some lessons. At times, we look to our fans, in this case, the anime community, to share their thoughts to help us determine who would be the best fit for our shows. With that said, we would like to confirm that Vic Mignogna will no longer be appearing as a guest at New Mexico Comic Expo. We apologize if our previous announcement caused any disappointment or confusion. As we continue to listen to our community and learn more, we've made the decision that moving forward without him is the right choice for our event. The safety, comfort, and overall experience of our attendees, guests, vendors, artists, and volunteers will always be our highest priority. We are committed to creating an event where everyone feels welcome, respected, and safe. We appreciate your understanding and your continued support as we work to continue to build the best possible New Mexico Comic Expo for our community," end quote.
Well, I guess he's not welcome. So, I mean, it's like that's a misstatement. Concern, trolling, care, and bullshit. There's just been in the need of some, this is the whole thing.
So if this hasn't, okay, so we haven't had any incidents for 7 years, and right. Even when this thing went down, there was no evidence, there was no proof, there were no files, nobody went to the cops or anything.
Right.
Anything. He just lost his job and his reputation was ruined.
Right.
So why now? But go ahead, John. I'm sorry. Finish your thought.
That's all right. Well, you know, I was just saying, like, we live in this weird little situation where, you know, like, if someone decides that you're, you know, going to be a problem, they would rather just, well, we don't want to be associated with anything that's a problem. Like, you're never in a room there, especially if you're in a room of just random people that are there, like collected and connected by something, like even if it's just your bloodline. You get a room 20 people in there. There are people in there that don't get along. Like that's just the state of reality. Right? We've got to stop, like, you know, trying to go and saying that we're making the most insufferable, the most comfortable amongst us. You know, because it's the people that are the most hair triggered and, you know, just fucking like just flaky about all this fucking bullshit and freak out about every little instance and become irrational and just, oh God, those are not the people that you should give license to. This is kind of like the whole thing about us, like, you know, going and affirming troons, affirming people's fucking, like, you know, delusions and you know, just frustrations and like the things that they want to just kind of decry and people that they just want to, like, you know, if you have served your legal recourse, you know, rightly or wrongly, whether you know were convicted rightly or wrongly, but you served it, then definitely at that point in time, leave it the fuck alone. Because why are you you know, undermining someone else's freedoms just for the comfort of somebody who will never be comforted? Because these are the exact same people of the whole thing about, like, give a mouse a cookie and he's going to end up owning your goddamn house before the week's out, you know? And that's what this is. You know, it's never enough. 7 years on and no issues, you know? I mean, I'm now quite a few years removed from my stupid little misdemeanor. I'd like to think, you know, thankfully, you know, I am starting to actually get a lot of companies that send me actual job applications and whatnot now. So I like to think that hopefully I'm past the point to where I'm, you know, not hireable. But again, it's one of those things where certain people will see stupid little bullshit and, like, it might not have any kind of bearing on anything that's even relevant, but they'll just see a thing and they'll just make a judgment call. And, you know, it's really kind of interesting because, like, it's usually coming from people who talk about how they're so loving and charitable and considerate and compassionate that are usually the first ones who will sit here and be like, but get them out of my, you know, but get them away from me. I don't want anything to do with them because, you know, they're clearly not good enough. But, you know, so yeah, those are my thoughts on it. It seems rather convenient to just try to, like, kind of, you know, oh, we're just trying to do right by everybody, but fuck this guy. It's like, that's classless. You know, you were all ready to have him there, and then just because somebody complains about it, it's like, who, I don't know. It's a little bit retarded considering the other things that happen in that we're going to be talking about today. Most organizations don't buckle just because of a few complaints, you know, and unfortunately the ones that should buckle because of complaints don't, and the ones that you know, do buckle shouldn't. And that's, like, the weird state of reality that we live in. It's so crazy. You know, this is completely foolish.
It's crazy that. So here's the thing too. Like he was accused of being inappropriate with fans, but the people who levied accusations against him were not fans. They were his co-stars. They were the people he works with. There was 2 women, right?
Right.
So they're doing it on behalf of other people who didn't complain. And I mean, so, and even then, I remember when it happened and he felt awful about it. And of course he apologized. He was like, well, I'm sorry if I, like, made somebody uncomfortable. Of course I was there going, don't do that. Don't do that, because it's an admission and they're going to, like, come after you harder for it, because they're going to be like, oh, so you admit, you know, you're
that you did something. Like, yeah, no, I admit that I made someone uncomfortable, and that's like something different. Like, I know, but you can't control someone's comfort. But yeah, no,
you can't. No, you can't. Yeah. But I mean, you should not apologize.
Exactly.
Ever.
Exactly. Which is why you shouldn't apologize for someone's comfort, because
you didn't do anything wrong.
Like, you just, like, look. Yeah.
If they didn't want me to hug them, then I wouldn't do it. But they, obviously then nobody had a problem with it except you, people who weren't even like the subject of this. So you're doing this on their behalf.
Right.
And and of course, I don't know. I guess the people at this New Mexico thing, they must have gotten a bunch of phone calls. They probably got slammed with a bunch of like people calling in saying, "I can't believe you're going to have that guy at your event. I'm not buying a ticket unless you kick him out." And they probably buckled, and they did it, and they're probably not going to get more sales than they normally would have, if not even less. I mean, I think people should boycott the convention, but I can't convince New Mexico to do that, like where everyone's going to not show up. Most people are going to go and they're not going to know that he was even supposed to be there.
Right.
So, that's the unfortunate thing, but yeah.
Right. And the downside to all this is it only takes a Discord of 20, just 20 people that have an issue that are all willing to just go in and double down and complain and brigade bomb in the course of like an hour or two, and there you go. That's all you need. And it's so crazy how easy it is to get things shut down these days for like large scale events that for just a few meager complaints will go and completely just nope, we don't want any of that. That's like, is this really, are you really buckling to just people that are effectively just saying, no, thumbs down, how dare you? It's like, do these people are they even buying tickets, or are they just complaining? Like, do you even, it's like, is this even like a qualified complaint? Someone's mad on the internet. Oh, you don't say, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. This is sad. I would like to think that, as more time goes by, the more we know about the nature of how much we've been getting lied to by people in positions of power, and kind of like the whole way that we've been led astray over the course of the last, few decades specifically, that, you'd like to think that people would start waking up to this and just start saying, no, I'm going to actually just stick by the things that I just want to go with, and we're just going to go with that. And, let just the market kind of be ruled a little bit more by, dare I say, a capitalist mindset, which is to say, not thinking about terms of focus groups and trying to meet things analytically and all of that. Just do the thing that you want. It's kind of why a lot of movies suck nowadays. What we were talking about last week, you homogenize everything, homogenize all forms of entertainment. You can't have anything that might be considered, controversial or problematic. So, ugh.
Yeah, it's absolutely shameful, reprehensible.
Indeed.
So, okay. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to read some of your comments really quick about the Vic Mignogna thing. Let me know what you guys think. Did you know, first of all, do you guys even know who this is? Were you around in 2019 for this story when it broke? Did you forget about it? Are you, remembering it now and it's reigniting the flames of anger inside of you? Let me know in the comments. He's obviously going to be fine. I think it's really shitty. I'm glad, I guess, that now he knows, he doesn't have to deal with or work with those people anymore. So I guess there's that. And if I was him, I'd probably never go to a convention in that state ever again because of that. That's just me. I think he's probably a lot more, I don't know how to put it. He's nicer than I am, I guess. And that's saying something.
Forgiving.
Yeah. I think he's tolerant. He's basically that's what I think. I don't know. I haven't heard an official statement from him since this happened. So yeah, it's hard to say. Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying here. Mr. 303 says, Vic was the Gamergate event in the anime industry. He got kicked out for hugging fans. Yes. Norwegian says, white male. That's all it takes, right? That was when, well, you know what? Some people say that the, you're a white male stuff was a thing that happened in the 20 teens and it's sort of stopped. But I would argue that it never stopped.
Oh, no.
It's just gotten worse.
I mean,
You
there's
know?
a reason why my name on the internet is problematic white guy. You know, I mean
Yeah.
that is no,
Yeah, for sure.
You know, yeah, like miscalculation. Yeah, that is exactly why yeah, because that's because it's funny for so long. Like the first few years of me doing this, I constantly meet people that are like, I don't understand your name because you're not problematic at all.
Yep.
Like, yeah, exactly. That's the point. Like that's that's the satire. Thank you for understanding. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. 303 then says Brian's art was the most popular one regarding the situation. I don't have the full, I don't know what you're talking about, but I wanted to read it out. Maybe you can help me understand. It's probably something I forgot, unless you misspelled it and it's not me you're talking about. Then he says, all the conventions which ban this man should be blacklisted. Yes, yes. They should. Toasty with the mosty puts some emojis. What's up, Toasty? Welcome. Rafa 00X says, yo, what's up? Murder of Crows, hello. Robert Johnson, Zeppo says, gentlemen, I regret to inform you. Yes. Mr. 0303 then said, I recently went to a convention where I didn't like some of the performers. I just didn't go to their shows. Yeah, it's almost like that's, but this is the thing though. These people don't believe in personal choice. They believe in choosing for you. They know what's good for you guys. So they're going to make these decisions. Gabriel Phelan Lucas says, how is he not able to sue Funimation for firing him under unproven accusations? He filed a defamation lawsuit in April of 2019 against Funimation, voice actresses Monica Rial and Jamie Marchi, 2 women. And again, these are the people who made the allegations, not the fans. And Rial's fiance, Ronald Toy. Mignona claimed their statements and Funimation's investigation / termination of his work following sexual harassment allegations constituted defamation, which it is, tortious interference with contracts and business relations and civil conspiracy. He sought over $1 million in damages. The case was dismissed under Texas's anti-SLAPP law, which is basically a freedom of speech law. So they're saying, you know, it's like even if the speech is untrue, you can still say it, essentially. Mm-hmm. Mignona appealed, but the Texas Second Court of Appeals affirmed the dismissal in August 2022. The Texas Supreme Court denied his petition for review in December of 2022, ending the matter. He was ordered to pay the defendant's attorney fees, initially around $238,000 total, later adjusted higher for some parties on appeal, roughly $280,000 plus in the end. Obviously the allegations never really amounted to anything, so he ended up losing. I'm guessing it's not just because of this like little Texas law about free speech. I'm guessing that he probably had an activist judge. Unfortunately, there's a lot of those.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And yeah, it's a problem. So
yeah, the one I dealt with, the one that told me directly, I should just give you disturbing the piece, but I'm not going to. You know, yeah. It's like, thanks.
Yep. Yeah. Murder of Crows says, sounds like economic and social death by hysteria, sadly. Yeah. Mr. 303 says, but cancel culture is dead, guys. Don't you know that we won? Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. Yes.
And this is by the way, I only watch subs anyway, but I know that there are some people who like, you know, they basically ride or die for dubs, but I like subs personally. I prefer the Japanese language. That's just me. I think it's better acted generally. Tosi with the Mosi says, wait, DN Angel guy? I don't know what DN Angel guy means. I remember watching the anime as a teen. Are you talking about what is it? Full Metal Alchemist? Because that was the one he worked on. Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Brawly, RWBY, and something else. I can't remember. Let's see. You made a fan art of Vic as the Shield hero. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember that. Which was at the top of the fundraiser for his lawsuit. Oh wow, cool. I didn't know. I'd forgotten. I didn't even know that it was the image they used for the fundraiser. Then the fangirls would literally squeal when he did the voice. Oh, I wonder whatever happened to him. Well, if we're talking about the same guy, I'm talking about it right now. He basically got banned from going to like a convention in New Mexico. Nova Fan says we should also look up the people who ran the events and make note in case they try to sneak past our blacklist. Good idea. Gabriel says BS law and ruling. Yeah, it is BS. All right. So yeah, that's a shame for Vic Mignogna. But again, you know, I mean, is anybody surprised? I mean, really? So let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. I guess there's really not much to say in terms of follow-ups. He just got done dirty by the same people. And I guess the main takeaway is that things haven't changed that much from 2014. You know, like people talk about like this woke stuff, like it's like it comes in waves or they just discovered it. It's been going on before we were born. It's existed. Like you can go, you know, back to the mid 20th century. You can go back further if you want. You can go, you know, back to the Victorian era. You can go further back. You can go back to the Enlightenment, probably. You know, I think it's always been an issue. It's just that now with like, you know, the internet and everything, we can see it more openly and they can actually act more aggressively. Right. So you can see more of it around you and it's happening to more people. So unfortunately. All right. Beaten Zone Magnet says, is Halo now cape shit goy slop? Well, we're about to get into that.
We're about to get into that. Indeed.
So let's talk about Halo campaign Evolved. And it's great timing too, because on my channel, so I never really played the Halo games before.
Yeah, I noticed
because I wasn't an Xbox.
Lately. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't an Xbox guy growing up. So I did get an Xbox and I had Halo 2, but I didn't finish it. Like I guess I needed to play the first one to like get hooked into it. I know that some people say Halo 2 is the best Halo game. Maybe that's true. I don't know. But I've been playing them on my channel. I've been streaming them as blind playthroughs, never played them before, and I'm almost done. I'm actually doing Halo Reach was the last one in the series, at least in the order that I chose to do it. And it just so happens that Campaign Evolved is coming out, and I didn't coordinate this. I was just like, I want to play Halo, and I have the Master Chief Collection, right?
Yep.
So, but what is going on with Halo Campaign Evolved? So, okay, so there have been a lot of remakes, right, lately, and I think that more often than not, they're generally successful, even though they usually change things here and there, and they upset people in ways, you know, depending on what they do. Like, you know, Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, Resynced, changed some things. I think that people were talking about how the boat is a little bit different. Resident Evil 3 remake changed a lot. They took a big chunk out of the game, which upset people. So some people are unhappy, but it's not because of something that they did, you know, politically per se, but it's just like the way that the things translated over from the original to the remake, right?
The lack of fog in Silent Hill 2.
Yeah, Silent Hill 2 remake. I never played that one, but yeah, Silent Hill 2 remake. And then there are some remakes that are really that a lot of people swear by. I believe the best-selling Resident Evil game is Resident Evil 2 remake. Which is, you know, I mean, it was memes everywhere because it was for at least a generation of people, a game they'd never experienced before, and now they're experiencing it in a whole different way. So there are remakes that do it well. I think mostly they do, but some of them don't, you know, so much. I think Oblivion is a you know, people say that that's a good remake, for example. Gothic just came out with a remake. There's lots of remakes.
Skyrim has a few good remakes.
What?
I say Skyrim. Yeah.
Skyrim? Well, does it? Wait, didn't Skyrim has a remake?
It's got a few.
Does it? Skyrim? Oh, yeah. I thought there was like they used the Skyrim engine to make a mod of either Oblivion or Morrowind, and they completely did the whole thing. I think it was Oblivion.
Maybe.
But I don't know. Or they're working on it or something. But I don't know. My point is,
maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe it's Skyblivion. Maybe that's what I.
Yeah, Skyblivion. That's what it is. It's Skyblivion.
Yeah. Yes.
But I don't think it's done. I don't think that one's done yet.
Yeah. No.
I think it's like a work in progress. It's like one of those, like, what do they call them? those like mods that are completely overhauling the entire game. Like
right.
You know, Fallout London is like a complete overhaul, right?
Right.
But anyway,
full conversion mod.
And that's different from, say, like, oh, The Last of Us got a remake too, right? But that's different from, say, like a remaster, you know, where they just sort of like, you know, give it, I don't know, do higher resolution, higher frame rate, something like that. I believe that, you know, there was a Shadow of the Colossus remaster and there was a Shadow of the Colossus remake, for example. But most of them do pretty well, and they usually do. But Halo Campaign Evolved didn't do so hot, actually. It's not, first of all, it's not selling as well. I'm going to look up the numbers really quick while I'm thinking about it. Campaign Evolved, let's say, I guess Steam sales. I mean, it's not really the best way of measuring it because it's on PS5 and it's on it's also on Xbox. But yeah, so it got initial strong sales, but the player count has dipped quite a bit. And this is compared to other games like Pal World. It's not, you know, Pal World's like killing it right now that they've officially released the 1.0 of it. But like, so it's not doing as well. And why is that? I think that's what we want to get to. Right. So let's look at this really quick. This video kind of encapsulates the problem with Halo Campaign Evolved. Let's see if hopefully there's sound. Let's find out.
I'm Lieutenant Williams, Tiger Company.
You don't seem as impressed as the rest of you.
Takes more than fancy armor and a good PR campaign to impress me. Not bad, Spartan.
I'm almost starting to believe the propaganda.
Nice work.
Thanks. Spartans aren't the only badasses in the UNSC.
Save me from this cringe, guys. So they added like this fucking character. So So Halo Combat Evolved, the original Halo, has it has some female Marines in it. And I remember when I was streaming it and I would hear the occasional female voice, even though they weren't very common, I was still like, really? that was, I'm sorry, but like we did a show like a while back and I proposed a hypothetical. I was asking a question. I was like, okay, like if you really want to be immersed in like a military setting and you throw in like a bunch of women, I think it's going to break the immersion. And it's just because of biological reality. Okay. But, but like in Halo, I was willing to let it pass because it was very occasional. It was like once in a while. But even then I was still like, eh. But I remember when you and we did a show a while back and I said, how many Navy SEALs are women?
Right.
And I knew how many it was. I knew it was 0 because I know that like most men couldn't like get past the training, much less women. And then I confirmed it. I just like looked it up and I was like, yeah, zero Navy SEALs. Why is that? And there are Navy SEALs everywhere. I mean, like not everywhere, but like a lot of times guys that are Navy SEALs and they like retire or they whatever it is that they do, when they're done with their service, they start a podcast, they write books, whatever, right? I think there's a guy named Goggins, something Goggins. He's like a black guy. He's always like hustling. I think that guy was one. Obviously the what's his name? Dude, the guy with the jaw. I can't remember his name. He's like a big guy. Fucking looks like, like a cartoon character. Jocko Willink, that's his name. Okay. That guy's a Navy SEAL. That's a real motherfucker right there. But there are no women. So like you have to be a special kind of genetic human being to be a Marine, much less a Navy SEAL. And I don't mind that there are some women, I get it, but this is excessive. And this character is really annoying. Yeah, Jocko, it's Jocko. And so in the remake, they added a couple of prequel missions. So like a couple of levels before the story of the original game begins. And this character that they've just added in, is a part of those prequels. And I guess she's constantly like shitting on the Master Chief, trying to put him in his place, etc. Here's another clip from the game. This is campaign evolved, right? So
yes, does not do anything.
Not the original game, obviously.
Yeah.
Look at him sitting there for a photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Nice work.
Thanks. Spartans aren't the only badasses in the UNSC. So, did you take out the prophet?
Negative.
Just like fucking grilling him for what he's done. Like
right.
when you played the original Halo, you were the guy. You were him.
Yep.
You were the guy that everyone was like, you gotta save us. You were like the guy, right? Now you got women dressing you down verbally, and she's not the only one, but she is like the main one. The face that launched the 1,000 UNSC cruisers.
Oh God, yeah, no. And I had a choice between the thumbnail image to use because like I think it's actually from that scene. Johnson goes and pops her on the shoulders like, she's a hell of a girl. Everyone loves Williams. You know, basically like stupid bullshit that they do. Yeah, and like she starts with like like. And I think that's the image I went with was actually like her default resting bitch face. But then like, because she goes into like this sneering, just like, all teethy, just complete, just, I was like, oh, everybody's doing that. I'm just going to go with the default like frumpy cunt face. And we'll just start. Because like, even in the default position, it's terrible. But then it gets worse. Like, yeah, God, it's so cringe. So terrible.
Yeah, it's bad. So you got so they added these extra missions. Then you got the design, this Williams character, and also Cortana. This is that's probably a little bit. This is the one.
Cortana.
Okay, yeah, there it goes.
Out.
Yeah, they masculinized Cortana. They also like altered the lore a bit. So here's some complaints about Halo Campaign Evolved. It got, first of all, there were frequent reports of mandatory Microsoft/Xbox account linking and always online requirements, even for the single player campaign, leading to repeated login failures, server overloads, and inability to play offline. So, and you can't get achievements if you play offline as well.
Right. And if they have an outage like they did last week again, you won't be able to play your games even if you have physical disc copies. Because it's an authentication issue. It's like authentication bullshit on that always online insanity. Yeah. So players also cite constant crashes, severe frame rate drops, and stutters, especially in hectic sections. Graphical issues like shimmering and object slowdown, delayed inputs, buggy checkpoints, poor performance overall. Additional gripes include allegations of AI-generated voice acting in some localizations, particularly in French. So, I mean, if you're French, I guess. I don't really care about that. Sorry, Frenchies that are watching. Subpar or lifeless cutscenes and voice work compared with the original, and a high price for a campaign-only package with no competitive multiplayer. So this game doesn't even have all of the stuff that was in the original game, right? Which
had, like multiplayer, deathmatch, things like that, right? That was like boxed in.
Yep.
Gameplay and design changes have also drawn significant criticism for diluting what made the original special. Fans and even some original developers complained that modern additions like sprint, aim down sights, altered level layouts, easier vehicle access, dumber or altered enemy AI, intrusive HUD elements, hit markers, and wall hack style indicators break classic encounter design, immersion, and the unique flow of combat.
Oh, dude, you want to speak about breaking immersion? What about like how they have character? Like, remember how like when you used to get into the Warthog and then up to the Gatling gun, there's an animation for that.
Yeah, they just teleport you. There used to be an animation for you to switch positions in the vehicle. So if you're driving, you can go and move to the back and get on the turret, and then your Master Chief would get out and go into the back. In this one, you just teleport to your position. You just like go from driving to sitting at the turret to driving. And the cope around this, by the way, is staggering. Like there are people like, well, what they just change an animation or complain? It's just more efficient. Like you're just moving. It's just getting there quicker. What are you talking about? Like the immersion is the point.
Right. Right. We've come all this way driving, pixels and all this kind of stuff under the idea that things were going to be more immersive. Just kind of like, the whole push towards digital was the freedom it would give people and the cost, that it would save everybody. And here we are. And like, it's when people come to carry water for this shit, it's just like, what is wrong with you? Why?
Oh, by the way, one of the bonus missions is where all the woke shit got crammed in. Remember, this is formerly 343 Studios, the guys that brought us Halo 4, 5, Infinite, and this remake or whatever. And they're injecting all their woke shit because they're like the people who work there are totally, they're totally paused, like they're totally diseased, and they can't help but put their stuff in there. And remember, Halo was. And then look, I'm speaking as someone who doesn't have a lot of experience with it. Like I said, I've been playing through it on my channel, but I'm going through blind. But I can already see what made those games appealing for people, just like I did when I played Half-Life, the Half-Life games on my channel. And first of all, the things that they're changing to modernize it are actually, they're not good for the game because you don't need aim down sights for Halo. It was never necessary. You didn't need sprinting. I mean, they added it later, but it's not like it's adding that much. Like, in the original game, everything is balanced as it is. This is the way games are designed, right? So, like, if in the original version, they were working with whatever the tools were at the time in terms of gameplay mechanics, and they used the existing mechanics to balance all of the encounters, then if you add something to it, I think that you could ruin the experience. For example, in Fallout New Vegas, which I also streamed, there is no sprint, right? So you just have your walking speed. And if you're injured, you might walk slower. That was basically it. Somebody modded Fallout New Vegas to add a run to the game. But the problem is that when you do that, you can just outrun the death clause. So it completely changes the experience. Whereas before, if you aggro them, you can't run because they're faster than you are. So you just have to deal with them, or you have to escape somehow. So that's what they're doing. Like when they add in these extra mechanics like sprinting and looking down sights, then you're going to, completely alter the experience.
Fundamentally alter, and you're not actually even doing a remake at that point in time. You're making a whole new experience it's a mimic, not a remake. It's a mimic.
Yeah.
It's completely, yeah. It's like, it's revisionist history. And so that's ultimately what this is about, more so than anything, because especially
it gets better.
Especially
in the prequel missions, they added another ship called the Triumph of Tolerance.
For fuck's sake! Gee, no way! No, all right.
It's canon too. They added a ship called the Triumph of Tolerance.
Okay, all right. It's one thing for them to oh Jesus, all right, because I know the other thing.
Harmony.
Oh God, because I know the other thing they've got going is they're trying to get rid of the religious connections in a game that's called fucking
but they
Halo.
did that in Halo 4 though, because they did that in Halo 4 when they added in that other faction, the Forerunners. Originally, the humans were the Forerunners. Like at the end of Halo 3, I think it's in Halo 3, where that little drone thing, the guilty spark or whatever, says you are the Forerunner, and then in Halo 4, they 343 throws that out. I think they
well, that's because 343 themselves, remember how kind of we were, how I was mentioning something about, parasitic astral possessions, I think I think that's kind of happened with Halo. I think that there are disembodied entities that Halo used to be about the fight between good and evil, And I don't think that it is in the hands of good anymore. Is kind of what's happened. I think that covenant breaking motherfuckers have the Halo franchise in their hands, and we are being flooded with bullshit. If
it's a covenant ship, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a covenant ship, the Triumph of Tolerance.
Oh,
so
God.
are the covenant the good guys now?
Right.
I mean, of course they are. Of course they are, because that's what they wanted to do. I mean,
they're down with the patriarchy. Of course, they're yes, they're purple.
Yeah.
Oh God, I never really got into Halo to begin with. I never begrudged anybody who did, though. Right? It was not my thing. I didn't mind anybody did. I was just kind of like, hey, he's a tank, whatever. It's every man character. It's all well and good, whatever. But God damn, like the more I hear about how much they have fucked this character over in the course of,
Cortana?
No, just like
Chief?
Halo, just Halo in general. Just the entirety of Halo since like the
Sergeant
original,
Halo.
Yeah, the original trilogy. Since the original trilogy has come to a conclusion, everything that 343 Studios and Microsoft and their like handling of it, and Bungie bolting and like everything that has happened since Bungie stopped being with Halo, they are both lesser.
Somehow 343, when they made Halo 4, which I did finish on Friday, I think it was the weakest of the Halo games I had played to that point. But I don't think it was like horrible. I thought it was a fun game to play. I just didn't like the things they did with the story. And I didn't like what they did with Cortana either. Like, she kind of became like the main character of Halo 4 for some reason, and Master Chief was just kind of like,
and then that's
he was just sort of hanging out with her, I guess. Like,
but number 4 is where they start the poisoning of the well, because what you just said, like where they make Cortana the main character.
On the right is Cortana from Halo 4. Picture on the left is Cortana from Halo Campaign Evolved. So this is the newer one on the left. And this is the OG one on the right. Even the 343 Cortana from Halo 4 looks like a woman.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't a complete consumption at that point, is what I'm saying.
Right. But that was where, it's kind of like when you're off by a degree, though. So that was where we went off the rails. And so we were closer to the rails, at the beginning of the skit. And now we're so far off the rails that it's like nobody even knows how this train got like out in the middle of the ocean, Cortana is because we've talked about the terrible Galo series that they put out with Master Cheeks, as we like to call him, where they had him bare-assed naked
Master
within,
Cheeks.
Like, the first season. Right.
Yeah. Oh, the show.
Yeah. And Cortana's basically the main character in that too. They remove his agency by basically saying that Cortana is the thing that makes him the great soldier that he is, and he's not even like.
Of course.
Why does everybody celebrate this character? Yeah. Cortana's the one who always gets all the shit done. So it makes all the sense.
This is Halo, the original Halo. This scene here. And here's the Campaign Evolved scene. Do you notice anything? It's the exact same moment in the game.
That's right. Like, corporate says it's the same photo, but those amongst us who are colorblind, we can see no difference. Jesus,
man.
So that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I believe in diversity.
People attach the LGBT tag to Halo Campaign Evolved on Steam, apparently. I believe it. So there was, one other thing I want to share. There's a couple of things. There's a lot wrong with this game. And I'm surprised that it's doing as well as it did. But Cabrutus Rambo, guy who basically kickstarted, what Gamergate 2, or basically just the continuation of the same issue. Mm-hmm. He basically picked up Halo Campaign Evolved to basically review it for people and go through and run some tests. And he said, I started playing Halo Campaign Evolved today. I played the prequel missions and played the Pillar of Autumn. I will talk about the prequel campaigns later, But here I want to show you guys a video of a test I did today with my friend who was playing with me. We tried to kill female NPCs on the bridge. The female NPC died only once and in a completely random way. Every other male NPC we tested could be killed with a simple shot. Even keys can be killed easily. But the NPCs we could never kill were always the female ones. It's all in this video. I did not edit anything, so no one can accuse me of tampering with it. Well, this is not something that changes gameplay at all, nor does it change the story. That's true, but it shows the developer's intentions in the remake, and it is good that it gets exposed. That is it. I will keep playing and testing things in the game. Now I'm going to show you guys the video clip. I know I didn't have it up, but I wanted to share it first. Here we go.
Yeah, I believe there was a follow-up to this. That the devs.
Oh, hold on! I gotta like turn the sound back on because apparently it stopped for a second. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the devs evidently, after we get done watching this, they respond to what you're seeing here. But I have
okay, let's do this again. This is actually kind of
First off, we have this guy here shooting at.
What the hell are you doing?
Excellent. This is another man. Nope.
The master is going rampant.
Oh my god.
Oh, the Marines. Oh, fuck.
Wait, no, look. It's not even working.
I killed Keys, bro. Keys is dead. Look at this.
Wait, no, it's real. It's real. I tried to kill the female.
What is her? What is her? I'm not seeing her. What is her?
Remember?
All right, here. Go die, and then we'll run this again, okay?
Oh, there's a woman in here.
Immune.
She doesn't die.
Yep.
Dude, the guy dies. The guy, you guys see
real.
it. The guy dies.
Real.
Oh, now she's dead. Okay, now she's dead.
Now that one's dead.
Okay.
Just die. I'm gonna reset anyway.
All right. Doing DI roleplay, exactly. Yeah.
So you guys can see that they basically like took precautions to ensure that it's basically like setting up the message. I don't even know how else to put it.
Yeah.
Like
they claimed after the fact, because that evidently got some heat. They claimed after the fact that there was a hitbox issue with the new female models, and that's all that was going on. However, as I've mentioned before, and they did this in Grand Theft Auto Online, in their Salvation Yard update. This stuff is meant to happen. Like, there is specific rules. It's kind of like when you go to movies. You can brutalize men. You can grind men up on film, but you can't but you can't even so much as have a man like smack a woman in the face, basically. This is just stuff that's in their terms of service and policies and things like that they have like on internals and things like that. It's kind of like that's kind of this whole thing about the demasculization of the world. It's making us disposable entities, and raising women up to be this gynocentric model of being so important, and how every guy has to be surrounded by 7 women, and all giving him good advice and making him a better person, because otherwise he would just be a complete lost caveman in the world.
Yep.
An utter troglodyte and just destructive beyond his means.
Check this out. Pictured on the left is this Williams character, this turbo bitch.
Yep.
And on the right is the motion capture model. It's fucking flagrant, guys. It's flagrant. Seriously.
I mean, what else? You don't even have to say anything.
Yep. So, oh yeah. So Halo Campaign Evolved has recorded the lowest Steam launch of any modern Halo game. According to SteamDB, the game has reached a peak of 25,376 concurrent players on Steam. This is as of the day before yesterday. So let's take a look and see if that number has changed. I'm going to check. I feel like there's more I could say on this, but I feel like I'm running out of time, so I got to move on. But let's just look, okay? Halo Campaign Evolved. There it is. Oh, right there. All right, and I will share this screen. Right now, this is the weekend. This is the weekend. This is Saturday. This should be blowing up. All right. All-time peak 25,000. All-time. Right now, 7,700 players. Yikes.
Oof.
So yeah, the reviews are not great either. Ooh, interesting. So yeah, Halo not doing so hot. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, lore-wise. So we already talked about they added this other thing at the beginning. The original is relatively straightforward, heroic / survivalist atmosphere. Humanity as underdogs fighting an existential alien threat with moral ambiguity, mostly reserved for the Flood and Forerunners, shifts towards more modern, snarky, quippy, and self-aware dialogue. Cortana is often described as a more bubbly, playful, hand-holding, and less mature or stern. Chief Johnson banter leans Marvel style, and overall cinematics can feel stilted or over-explained. My goodness.
Yeah.
The biggest flashpoint is Lieutenant Williams, the new female ODST who is openly snarky and hostile towards Master Chief. Now, but back to the cope around this too, by the way, Turbo Bitch. People were saying, oh, the ODST hate the Spartans and that's why. They're trying to explain it. But I mean, that's just straight up like silly. Like it's ridiculous how they're doing it. She doubts his ability. She downplays the Spartan program as essentially a PR stunt and expresses lingering resentment. This draws on established lore. Spartan 2s were originally created to suppress human insurrectionist uprisings across the colonies, not primarily to fight the Covenant, which some defenders call accurate moral complexity. Critics, however, see the emphasis combined with her girl boss presentation, race and gender changes to other NPCs, Cortana's redesign, which is basically uglified, and overall snark as a tonal pivot that undercuts the heroic framing of the humanity, UNSC, and Spartans, injects contemporary culture war elements, and makes internal human conflict more prominent than the original's focus. So they're not necessarily completely inverting it to where the Covenant becomes the good guys, although it looks like they're working towards something like that with, again, the triumph of tolerance being the ship. I think that they're going to move it in that direction if they keep on this trajectory. But yeah, I mean, they're basically making it morally gray instead of black and white what it was. The people who work there now are basically anti-military. Even one of the guys who worked on Halo 3, I think he said something, and I thought I had the link up here on my chart where the guy says, oh, here's a video I just want to share because I think it's where the guy, this guy says, you know, I don't mind seeing the occasional Marine, but this thing is moving towards Clown World territory. But let's take a look at this clip because I just think it's funny.
Right. Oh, you got the guy gets sound. And if I remember correctly, this is one of the original designers. It was one of the original design. The one of the guys that worked on the original. I had it up, but yeah,
I seem to have lost it. Let's watch it again. I could watch this again.
Yeah.
Not bad, Spartan.
There we go.
I'm almost starting to believe the propaganda.
Almost.
Not bad, Spartan. I'm almost starting to believe the propaganda.
Not in before they patch that so where you can't do it anymore.
Right.
She's gonna be immune to everything. Yeah, I'm trying to find the guy who said it, but it's buried in here somewhere. Meanwhile, on the other side of this,
think it was the guy who's the charge of the music. I think possibly because I think he also said the thing about the sprint. Because there was I think it might have been him.
I have to find the original post,
but it was specifically one of the original devs was kind of talking about how this is anything but. I mean, Halo Studios is Halo Studios because 343 was so terrible at
Halo Studios now, dude. They changed their name.
Yeah, they changed their name because 343 Studios is terrible at making Halo games, and so they changed the name of the studio, thinking that a rebrand would get the heat off them for the shit that they did to the series already.
Mm-hmm.
It's because their weapons master at the company, the person who's in charge of putting weapons into the game is very anti. I don't believe in guns. You don't have to believe in guns; they exist. Like they're tools. They're right there. You don't have to believe in them, but they do. But if you're the weapons master for a game based on first-person shooting, it would probably be a good idea for you to actually understand them. But yes, you're designers.
This is the team.
Yeah.
You know how many men are on this team? One.
Yeah.
It was one dude back here wearing a baseball cap. That's the dude. All of this is women. This is what happened to Halo, guys.
Yep, and most of those women are working on places to outsource it to. So it's either women or a whole bunch of either people in foreign nations that are doing this for pennies on the dollar, or H-1Bs that are being brought in to do that here. Getting fucked. Yeah, this is not good. This is a degradation in every way, shape, and form. It
absolutely is.
It's a complete disgrace and disservice to Halo as an actual. And I'm not even the biggest Halo fan. I would even say that I'm not even a fan of Halo, and I'm sitting here now feeling like I care more about defending it than the people that make it. Like this is terrible. I feel bad for like people who actually like. I never got into Halo, but like I say, like it was not my thing. But god damn, this is fucking oof.
Yeah,
I wouldn't wish this on god damn.
Yep. Yep. Apparently, so Niles Sankey is the guy's name.
Yeah.
The guy who made the post that I was trying to look up. Yeah. Just trying to find his post about the female Marines. I'm just scrolling through it. Yeah. My favorite. Oh yeah, here we go. Niles Sankey said, here's the post. Halo devs have apparently decided that the majority of Marines should now be women. I'm fine with occasionally seeing a woman Marine, whatever, but we're starting to enter clown world territory here. I hate to tell you this, bro, but we've been there for a while. And the reason why we got there was because you said, I'm fine with occasionally seeing a woman Marine. Like, these people don't want equal representation. I hope you guys understand that.
That's right.
They want to destroy this. That's what they're doing.
So
when you say, one or two is okay, what you're doing is you're saying, go ahead and basically, like, I'm going to allow you guys to push it to a certain point, and then I might start complaining. But the problem is by that time, it's too late, because now they're basically just going to they're going to make the majority of the Marines. I'm just waiting for them to basically just have Master Chief come out as trans.
Right.
They might as well. They already have all of the Pride armors and all of the Women's Month armors and all of the fucking Black Lives Matter month armors, whatever. That's already out there. And those, they're always on time. They're always available. There are no bugs. Those things work. Those textures.
Yep. And if you tolerate the incrementalization, because that's effectively what you're saying is like, I'm all right with it to a point, And so like incrementalization, it builds up terminal velocity. And once it hits that point of no return, then your property fucking dies. And it will get there eventually, even with the slow push. Because with the slow push, what happens? They're like, oh, we got away with this. We got away with this. We got away with this. I can't believe we're getting away with all of this. Can we? And you know what? You know what? I think we get away with just everything. And then they push way too far. And then you end up with like COVID hell world, you know, instances where the overreach happens and then it fundamentally breaks and disconnects and they can't even go back to doing their bullshit anymore. And nobody, you know, it's like, this is where we're at. That is clown world. You know, that's what we have been in clown world because this has been more than just games that this has happened.
Like, oh man, I think we're starting to get into
right.
No, we've been there for a while. I mean, I'm not trying to go after the guy. Like, I guess he's finally starting to wake up, but it's like, you kind of tolerated it. Right. And that's how we got here. We just sort of like, oh, you know, it's okay. Let the ladies make a Halo game. What's the worst that could happen? But meanwhile, though, to throw a little bit of like, you know, we gotta like put something nice on the shit sandwich.
Yeah.
Gears of War, E-Day, is bringing back old school multiplayer experience. So if you're an Xbox guy and your favorite, I know that most people that were big fans of the old Xbox 360, they had two games that were like, or two franchises they were most married to. One was Halo, the other was Gears of War. So Gears of War, the coalition said that put out E-Day said that there will be no battle passes, no tour of duties, no gimmicks, no bullshit. Instead, nearly every customization item can be unlocked just by playing the game. There will still be an optional cosmetic store, but the focus is on rewarding players through gameplay instead of seasonal grinds. They want to make multiplayer feel like the classic Gears of War games, where you bought the game, played matches, and earn your rewards naturally. And here's some images from the new Gears of War, which also a lot of people are saying looks great. Now, I think there's still like a girl boss character in it, but I guess it's less annoying. Yeah, girl boss of color.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because historically speaking, you know, we got we should have God, what's his name? Carmen. We should have Carmen here with us instead. You know, because like this is supposed to be a prequel. This is E-Day. You know, this is Emergence Day. So what the hell is that chick doing there? This is
you know, these people
I guess she's not going to live.
These people are addicted. They can't help themselves. Right. They really can't.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that basically, I think I have essentially covered everything involving Halo Campaign Evolved, which is, you know, it is sad. My wife, big Halo fan, she is particularly upset about
I'd imagine. Yeah.
I mean, she has no interest in a remake or whatever, but she just loved the franchise.
Yeah.
She said that
well, they did a remake
I think she said
Reach
was her favorite or something.
Yeah, because didn't they do the original trilogy remake, all like the Halo collection?
Master Chief Collection.
Yeah,
it's available on Steam. Yeah. That's the one I have. Yeah.
It's
just
fun.
play that.
Really.
Just play that. You don't need the Unreal Engine 5, you know, remake. It's not even like, I don't really care that they remade it, but I don't like that they changed so much, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, like, this was done specifically to disconnect it.
Yeah, it's not just to change it, it's to reimagine it.
Right.
It's to it's not just a remake.
This is the heresy
reimagining. It's completely alter it. Okay. Let me look at your comments and then we're gonna move on to the next story. So we got a lot of comments. First, I got a Rumble rant, from Nova Fan, and he gives $1 and says, the triumph of tolerance also needs the tolerance camp from South Park, complete with the Nazi concentration camp setup. Yes, the camp of tolerance. Norwegian says, doesn't Master Chief outrank her? I don't know. Mr. 0303 says, a badass doesn't need to say that he is. Yeah, but that's a woman speaking, so you should shut up. Danisk Joyd says, saw a vid comparing the bullet holes your gun makes new and old. The new one is pathetic. So look at that. Beaten Zone Magnet says, Cortana looks like my aunt. It's uncomfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Say what you want about Cortana. She did look good in 4. Although, you know, that was probably the only thing about 4 that looked good. Well, the 4 was a good looking game. I just didn't care for the story. That's all. Right. Halo CE never had online multiplayer. That was custom edition on PC and later anniversary. Yeah, but this doesn't have. I mean, it's a remake. I don't even think it has local like death matches or anything like that. I don't know, but Dan-esque says all of this is directly correlated to the amount of tampon dispensers in game studios. Right. At Beaten Zone Magnet is awesome. Oh, I think that's a reply to something else. I'm sorry. Let's see. Gabriel says custom edition was probably the best thing Gearbox Software ever did. Being open source made SVP3 possible. Danny says Shlomo's Razor. Yes. I see what you did there. Prime Ascendant says incoming trans covenant. Oh, why not? Why wouldn't it be the case? They're tolerant, obviously. Well, you know, do these people understand that the prophets and stuff of the covenant, all of the naming is actually paradoxical on purpose? Like they're the opposite of what they say they are. So there's the prophet of truth. Isn't that the case? Like, aren't they liars? Like, aren't they the opposite of that? It's like not ironically named, but it's like, you know, in Upside Down world. So is the triumph of tolerance not actually tolerant? Do these people know that, or they just obviously they don't know that? They don't know.
Hey! It's labeled that. It has to be that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Covenant is Islam. Yes, it is. It was basically a reference to like all of the Middle Eastern wars of the 90s and the 2000s. So yeah, and it makes sense. Let's see. Rafa says Halo 4 was terrible. It's an insult to the franchise. I mean, it's fun to play, but it doesn't feel like a Halo game. I didn't like the weapons that much either, so I do have some issues with it. I think it was my least favorite of all the games I replayed. So, what happens when the UNSC ship of Marx fights the Triumph of Tolerance? Yeah, they'll probably do something like that. I can't wait to see. I see it all as like a disaster party. I just want to see how deep the rabbit hole goes. Mm-hmm. So, security didn't give a shit about male crew members. Lol. I think they did attack them. To be frank, women have hitbox issues in real life. How would you know that? I miss the woman policy of the World War II vets. Yeah, I think the idea. Look, I think the idea of putting like female soldiers in military games, it's only there to pander. There's no other logical reason to do it, unless you have that many more female players that insist on playing female characters. Again, I think a lot of female gamers don't really care if they're playing male or female characters. I think that's something that's imposed on them by these activists in development and in journalism. Let's see. Danny says Asmund vid alone is going to tank it hard. Yeah. It's like the nose ring theory at this point. Yeah. You always know what you're going to get. Gabriel says one of the shorts included in the Halo anthology was about a group of ODST's rivalry with the Spartans. They had been assigned to assist. The reveal is that she is a woman. Oh, that could have been like a sort of a proto way of testing the waters for injecting a bunch of girl bosses into the game. Mm-hmm. It could be, I wouldn't be surprised if like the guys that even at the original Bungie were a little feminist anyways. I'm just saying, I know it's an unpopular position. People want to say, oh dude, they were all so super based. I doubt it. Right. They were probably less cringe than the current team for sure, but I'm not gonna, I doubt that they were like completely based. I doubt that a lot. Okay, so they need to move those gaming HQs to Texas. Yes. Punch the man out of her. Jeez. Talk about clam chowder. Yeah, right. Let's see. Andy Pan's vid went hard on this. Andy Pan's a fan of the channel, actually, or friend of the channel. Although he gets shared by Asmongold, but that's cool. I'm happy for him. Halo is too right wing, pro military. They can't handle it. Yes. Well, all games that are taking place in a military setting are generally pro-military, with a few exceptions. There's this one game that everyone talks about that I refuse to play because I think it's subversive. It's called what is it? The Line, something. The Line, where you're like this soldier and it's like a third-person shooter, and then you realize that he's like, it's about the horrors of war. It's got an anti-war message at the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Spec Ops: The Line is called Spec
Spec
Ops.
Ops, yeah.
I won't play it because I'm okay with a narrative that doesn't necessarily glorify war and violence, but sees it as a necessary reality. Like, we live in a world where war sometimes is necessary. We will never not live in that world, ever. So if you try, I'm okay with a message that says, like, war is not necessarily glorious. Not always, though. Sometimes I think, if you're telling a different kind of story, like Odysseus, for example, the Odyssey, Nolan's version of it is essentially an anti-war movie. Nobody wants that in the Odyssey. They want an epic, like, imagine if they just made a Lord of the Rings and they just acted like the war of, the wars that happen in that are completely like wrong and unnecessary. And like, you just cram it full of hippie shit. It's just not, I don't think it's a mature thing to do. I think it's naive. But I won't play Spec Ops: The Line because too many people who I disagree with fundamentally like it. That's basically my issue with it. So maybe it's a good game. I don't know. But okay. Shit like this is why I'm happy that Stargate is dead. Yeah, I don't know if that's ever gonna come out. I wouldn't want that anyways. Gabriel says Halo 4 and 5 have objectively the worst aesthetic in the series, so poor that you can't clearly discern enemy rank by color. Yeah, you can't really tell the difference between the enemies in it. And I hate what they did with the Covenant aliens. Like, I like when those little guys would make those like high-pitched screams when you killed them, and the big guys too. Ork, ork, ork. But they don't do that. They're like speaking some weird alien language. They're not saying things in English. I don't know. I know they're saying, oh, time passed, so things have changed, but that's just stupid. Norwegian says, I didn't like Spec Ops. It dragged on and felt preachy. Yeah. Gabriel says, Citizen Vigilante got an official PS5 game. Check the trailer at the end. It looks awful. Oh, my God. That sounds probably about as bad as the movie. Take it from me, Brian. Spec Ops was nothing special. So it wasn't special at all. So it's not Spec Ops. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. I dragged. That was a long story.
It's basic ops is what it is.
Yeah. So we're gonna move on to the next story. Let us know what you guys think about this one in the comments. So Sony is addressing the fan backlash towards ending PlayStation discs or physical media.
Yeah, they're addressing it all right.
Starting in January 2028. But it is confirmed that it will not reverse course. In comments during its July 31st, 2026 earnings call, CFO Lin Tao stated that the move is driven primarily by the ongoing industry-wide shift towards digital distribution, not limited to PlayStation, which the company carefully considered before deciding to cautiously move this forward. She noted that Sony has received various opinions and that people have strong views, adding that the company understands the community's feedback and the emotional connection many players have to physical games, which are often tied to fond memories. That's not the only reason. It's the ability to go back and play it whenever you want.
Right.
Like I got PS2 games. I got like racks of them, and PS3. Tao said Sony wants to consider those emotions and will continue exploring ways to engage gamers in future digital ecosystem. She also reported the company has seen no negative impact on its business so far from the announcement or related protests or petitions, and does not expect a discontinuation of discs to harm content sales, as a large portion of sales are already digital. Sony plans to support retailers with digital code inbox options in some markets and will still allow reorders of existing pre-2028 disc titles, but new games will be digital only. Overall, the statements emphasize understanding of the reaction while reaffirming the transition as final and necessary. So they're not going to change course on that. Now, the Microsoft is also preparing for a likely shift away from discs as well. But this is not a unique PlayStation thing. It is teasing a disc to digital positron feature that lets owners of Xbox One and Xbox Series X or S discs convert them into permanent digital entitlements tied to a Microsoft account. Sources also suggest the next generation Xbox, codenamed Project Helix, may ship without a disk drive, though Microsoft has not finalized this. In practice, Microsoft continues to offer physical discs for many titles, but has increasingly released some first-party and multi-platform games as code in box or digital only, reflecting the broader industry trend towards digital. And I think the same thing is going on with Nintendo as well. Because I think Nintendo is selling like cards or something that let you get the game, that basically say you own the game.
Authentication cards, basically. It's the same thing that Xbox wanted to do 13 years ago with their authentication discs. They're key cards. The key cards is what Nintendo does. So they are arguing that it's still technically a physical game because of the key card. It is physical. It's just an authentication. It's semantic bullshit because it's a physical tchotchke, but it does not actually allow for you to have the game without going through the whole digital authentication, which is the authentication thing that's kind of the sticking point for most people, to be quite honest, because that's where the fuckery is. It's kind of interesting because you go and you put this and you along parallel with where we are with the RAM apocalypse and the storage war or storage issues, cost of everything going up. I do believe that ultimately what they're going to try to offer people is you'll have your monthly service charge for your Game Pass or your PlayStation Network, or your annual charge for it, however you want to go about doing the billing on that. But then they'll have like a new tier of it, because ultimately, as they're pricing ownership of games out, there's not going to be a reason to have consoles at a certain point, right? And so it really will just be about getting everybody tied into the service-based model. And so right now, I think that's the next, the reason why they will release a next set of systems that will be digital only is because that's going to be the linchpin to get people into those closed-knit systems. Once they have people into that closed-knit system, then they can escalate the price of everything all the more to go and just put you behind a paywall to where you'll have your basic network access to the common library, right? And then you'll have the games that you paid for. And then the games that you paid for, you'll either have a device that you can download them to at home, so to speak, in the next console, or currently with your storage. But once storage gets too expensive and all this stuff kind of like hits a point, what they'll do is they'll offer you 5 titles, 5 to 10 titles or something that you can have quick access to, right? And at a certain point in time, this is you own nothing and you'll be happy, right? So the next consoles after these current consoles are going to just be network virtual consoles, to where it'll be you get the standard network access on the subscription, but then depending on the tier you tier out, then you'll have a digital hard drive, right? But it'll be you'll have a virtual machine, and they'll install games that you own on your virtual machine for quick install access to augment games that aren't already on the basic library service. That's where this is fucking headed. I know it, and I know that sounds weird and stupid, but not so much anymore as it did like a few years ago when I was saying it, or even more so when I was saying it 20 years ago, because I've been right the entire fucking time. This shit's fucked up.
It's true.
It is, unfortunately, but yes, that is where they want this to head to. I have no love lost for either Sony or Microsoft at this point. I have over 150 games installed on my new PC. I am completely out of the console wars. I wish you all the best, but I have retired. to my gaming quarters with my PC, and I will just be there doing my own thing going forward, not worrying about all this madness. Play games from the past and cheap shit off Steam or GOG rather.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, I Sony, you had a good run, but
Yeah.
I'm not on board with this at all. And I mean, I didn't get a PS5 anyways, but so I'm not really invested. PS4 was my last console, and I guess I'm just going in on PC gaming all the way. Though, even then, I have to figure out some solutions because, well, I don't know. I mean, I have a bunch of stuff on my PS4, and I'd like to be able to play it. So I'm definitely going to figure out a way to, like, you know, if there's some, I'm sure that some genius out there has already figured out a way to crack the PlayStation so that I can play all of my games offline without them being locked out.
Oh,
so,
yeah, emulators
the
are
data is
at work.
on the console.
Emulators are at work, and they've got people that are coming up with ways that you'll be able.
Well, yeah,
to
emulators do exist,
and there's people that are setting up things specifically to rip games using Blu-rays. So that like all this is happening specifically because of this. This is the response. It is the greatest thing ever. Like, yeah, they're like, oh, well, we're going to take away all your physical games. Like, oh, you don't want us to have physical games. Okay, so I guess that means every physical game that's available for us to use now is, it's available for us to just go and utilize as source code for whatever we need it for. Fuck, like that's they've effectively said, and this is what I would say to people that want to defend for it, or like the whole thing about like, well, let's take a week to remind Sony who's in control here. And it's like, I appreciate that you want to try to have this conversation, think that you can, but Sony's plan in 2028 is to get rid of 60% of the planet as possible customers to begin with. End of statement. And so, like they are quite literally looking to profiteer upon less than half of the planet, and they're still going to look for record profits. And so if you're still supporting Sony at this point in time, when they're planning to offload more than half the planet as potential customers, then you're a special kind of retarded. And at that point in time, I'm not, you get what you deserve at that point, because this is quite clearly, they are upfront just telling you, look, we cannot wait to make you liable, right? Because that's their whole new terms of service policy, like that they've got now. There is now a time to live effect in place. Whenever you go to your Sony account and log in and then log out, as soon as you log out, it starts counting down from 3 years. And at the end of 3 years, it will delete all of your games and everything in your library. So you have to make sure that you are there within every 3 years, or they will just get rid of your shit now. Because now it makes sense for them to. And not only does it make sense for them to, it makes billions, because they'll be able to now tell you, oh, you lost your games? Oh, you want us to give them back to you? No, I'm sorry, sir. If you see here in the terms of service, you're, liable to maintain an active account. And if you go inactive for 36 months, well, then it's our obligation to do you the favor of deleting everything on your account, because clearly you're not using it anymore. We're doing you a favor. So you have to opt in to keep the things that you paid for. Yeah, it's slavery. It's digital slavery. It's usury. Straight out of the Bible.
Yeah. All right, we got to move on to the next story.
Indeed.
But let us know what you guys think about this one in the comments. I'm going to read some of your chat, and then we're going to move on to the next one. I think I said what I wanted to say about this. I think we covered this last time too, but I wanted to say that like before there was the announcement, then there was the reaction to it. So doesn't look like Sony's going to change course. I guess they just want to die. All right, so Danny says woke toes got wet in Halo Reach, and everything after that was trash. Was it Halo Reach? Really? I haven't gotten that far into it, so if there's woke stuff in there, let me know. My one, I will say this though, Halo 3 ODST, I didn't like the dialogue in it. It was like some Joss Whedon shit. It annoyed me, but that's just me. The game was all right though. Danny says Halo Cooter Mog evolved. Cooter Mog evolved. Mr. 0303 says it's a transition, all right, as in they're cutting off their dicks.
Right.
Yeah. Danny says the machines are getting so expensive, you'd be better off starting airsoft or something. I knew a guy got an airsoft can get pretty expensive, but yeah, it makes sense. The console war ended with mutual destruction. Yep. I am officially a retro gamer and the occasional PC indie title. Yeah, I get that. I mean, retro gaming at this point is PS4. So,
right.
Oh, the irony. Sony just released their new budget turntable for vinyl records.
Yes. And then they have ads for like the feel, the ritual, you know.
That's the thing too, is that young people are going back and consuming physical media again too. So I think that I don't know. I think that like the consoles are going to have to step up.
Oh yeah, quite honestly, if I were a parent,
I don't know. Maybe they just need to do some suffering. Yeah. There is, on the other side though, 80% of all sales to consoles are digital. Like 80% of all video game sales are digital.
Yeah.
So the normies are the ones that are essentially propping this up. Like they're making this viable.
Yeah, no, to be quite honest, had I ever been a parent, my plan was always to be like, you know, like I was going to like, you know, with my kids, I would have grown them through console phases. Like, you know, like when you're like a little toddler kid, you can all the Game Boy and Nintendo and Genesis kind of games stuff, like, you know, like 8-bit era. Then you can kind of get the 16-bit and, you know, just stage it up to kind of replicate kind of what we went through growing up, you know, because being somebody who grew up through analog into digital and everything like that, I feel that we were benefited in the world in the way that a lot of the kids that are growing up after us are not. I think that we have like a very interesting place as like this bridge generation, because we know of a world that exists before everything that has been cropped up in this new kind of way of doing things, and how those things actually relate, and how like there's certain things that were better from the past that, you know, like objectively just are better. Subjectively, like you might enjoy the other one more, but objectively, like the thing from the past just actually is fundamentally better. Yeah. You know, and so some of those things from the past we should not be throwing to the side just in the name of progress and doing things you know, modern. So yeah, it's interesting.
All right, Noba Fan just sent through one more Rumble rant for $1. Thanks. Noba Fan says, to be fair, Brian, console gaming outside of Nintendo is just programming. Is just PC gaming with months of waiting. I mean, now it is, but there was a time where like the PlayStation and the Xbox had like their titles that were, you know, unique. They had their exclusives, which people wanted to play, like God of War.
They were passionate about actually having, you know, like a community around.
And there was. But I mean, these days, because everything is basically, most things are available everywhere except for Nintendo. But I don't think that Nintendo's exclusivity is necessarily going to, for me, they don't warrant me buying a Nintendo. Like, I mean, I don't, like, I'm going to play another Mario, another Zelda, another Metroid.
Nintendo will always exist as an independent kind of entity.
The thing is that indie studios are doing they're doing their own projects that are very, let's say, in line with that. Like, I just played a demo for a game called, let me just get the name real quick, Wild Blue Skies. And it's basically Star Fox, but with different animal characters. But it's Star Fox. So I can just play Star Fox. I mean, it's not really. It's like Temu Star Fox, but it's still decent. Not only that one, but there's Agent 64, Spies Never Die. Have you guys heard about this? It's basically GoldenEye. It's you know, and it's made to look just like it and play like it. And it's on PC. You can get the demo for that. And then there's a game called Dusk Fade, which has like a, you know, like a
perfect
platformer vibe to it, you know.
So dark game out there, as I recall.
Yeah, and there's like a there's like a couple of games trying to do the Zelda thing too. Yeah. So you can, I mean, there are, you could say, equivalents out there. They're probably not exactly the same, but they exist. But look, anyway, we got to move on to the next story. But thank you for the comments. Okay, just a little thing I wanted to mention. This is former Bungie community manager Liana Rupert, and I'm sharing this because it's not really a lot to do with gaming, but this is just like the speaks to the culture in the industry. Okay, she posted this photo where she's showing a cut on her forehead or on her scalp with the caption, "Some Destiny players really hate me, apparently."
This is gamer country.
What does that suggest if somebody shares an image and says, with a caption that says, "Some Destiny players really hate me, apparently"? What does that mean?
That she was likely accosted, it seems, is what she's...
Yeah, like she was attacked, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, why would you, do that? Okay.
Highlight, right.
Yeah. When somebody asked what happened, she replied that she had been cornered twice at GCX, naturally leading people to believe the injury and confrontation happened at the gaming event. GCX later clarified that the reported incident occurred at the airport, not at the convention, and said Ruppert had been advised to contact airport law enforcement. Ruppert then emphasized that GCX itself had been safe and supportive. So what was the point of this? Nobody outside the situation can honestly say how the injury happened or whether the airport incident actually occurred the way that she is describing it. But the original framing was vague enough to send thousands of people toward the wrong conclusions. That matters when someone works professionally in communications. She works in communications and publicly links an unexplained injury to Destiny players before providing the basic details.
Evidently, she works in miscommunications.
So what is she trying to do by that?
Well, she's either trying to miscommunicate or this would be malpractice, which is to say that she's a liar and is, grifting a message, which is some bullshit. But isn't that a lot of activists, women with blue hair?
Well, again, she works in the gaming industry. She used to work at Bungie. Maybe she got fired for good reason. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe that's the problem. But I just want to, and my issue is that people took this seriously, and they ran with it, and they assumed that she must have been like.
This is gamer country. Yeah, it's like the Smollett thing.
Yeah, I mean, what else? What else could it be? Yeah, this is Destiny country, right?
Yeah.
Where's the bump? Yeah, I mean, it could be Photoshop too. Who knows? Let's see. I'll zoom in. I mean, I can't tell what that is. That could be a shaving accident for all I know. And again, I have no, this is the thing, like where I'm at now, I just by default don't believe people.
Yeah.
I just don't. Like, you just got to like prove something to me, because you make allegations of being assaulted. Then you say Destiny players might have done this. Like, what are you trying to do? I don't know. Anyway, it's just something I wanted to share really quick because I think it's pretty messed up.
Yeah.
All right.
And since that time, she also did evidently try to backpedal on these statements too, because evidently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, she did. She tried to weasel out of it.
Yep. This is pretty clearly what she was.
Yeah. Yeah, she tried to weasel out of it afterwards. So, okay. Let me see what you guys are saying, and then we're going to move on to the next story.
Or women.
Huh?
I don't believe people or women.
I know. I know. All right, let me see here. Too small. Okay. Let me see what you guys are saying here. You wrong. We saw true quality. We lost so much content through the digitization. So much entertainment was left behind and lost in the beta and VHS and now DVD era. I kept my Blu-rays and DVDs. I did sell off or donate my VHS tapes though, which I kind of regret. I had a bunch of them, but I don't have a VCR, so maybe it doesn't really matter. Sounds like they leveled up. Yeah. Pal World, 45 million copies sold. Oh yeah, I know. There's definitely still like companies doing really good work out here. Let's see. Yeah, Danny says, "Where's the bump?" Mr. 0303 says, "Blue hair seeking attention." Yep. Miscommunications 101. Robert Johnson. Yeah. Miscommunications. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe people or women. Right. The old knee jerk. We must protect her at all costs, and or I can save her response. That's the point. That's all it takes. Right. It's easy. As a woman, you just do that. And people will they will come out in droves to defend your honor. Like, it's not hard. That's all you got to do. So, all right. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. I'm just getting ready here for the next story here, and we will. Let's get into the next story. So, all right. This is Corinne Busche.
Oh, Corinne! Corinne! Yes, Clockwork Corinne the Minge.
So she has left. Who are the people that did? She left the. She was the former game director of Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Drag Queen Age, indeed. Yes. Skeleton Key Studios.
Yes, she's now working at Skeleton Key, which is Wizards of the Coast, which is Hasbro's internal game development studio, founded in 2022 and based in Austin. It is led by former BioWare producer Christian Daly. The studio had been developing 2 projects, but later canceled one, described as a horror title, to concentrate resources on the remaining unannounced AAA game, which emphasizes story, suspense, and related elements. A vast majority of the staff from the canceled project were reassigned to this title, and Busche joined as a creative lead on it. Details about the specific game remain limited and unannounced. Speculation has linked it to a Dungeons and Dragons / Forgotten Realms RPG, potentially related to the broader Baldur's Gate lineage or other D&D project, but this has not been confirmed by Wizards. She left BioWare / EA in January of 2025, so January of last year. And after roughly 18 years at EA, including time on The Sims and later roles at BioWare.
And during those years, just bear in mind that he was known as Corey at that time. that's who he is. But I'm a bastard. I'm a dead namer. Sorry.
That's a dude, right?
That is a dude. That is totally
that's a dude.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. If you guys thought this was a woman, I got news for you.
Corinne the Minge. Yeah. Bush. Yes.
Yeah. That's what an unfortunate name.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's gonna be working on some project now.
Cringe the Minge.
I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. I don't know what's going on with Dungeons and Dragons. There's it's still basically unraveling at a rapid pace. But I think some people that are working there are trying to salvage it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. There's definitely more pushback from inside of D&D than there was in the past. But I think it's too little too late at this point. Now, this is not the tabletop that she's working on. Or he's working on. But it is I guess an upcoming video game of some kind. Of course, they're trying to get on that, ride the wave of Baldur's Gate 3's success. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna work because there's they hit too hot and cold most of the time. So I don't know what you guys think about that. But yeah, just so you know, this is where Corinne Busche is gonna be next. They actually tried to bring back this one. There was a setting in D&D called Dark Sun, and it was kind of like a very dark fantasy world, almost like Conan, very visceral, and hardcore, right? And the artwork was done by this guy named Brahm, who does these really really cool, because the artwork for D&D always drove the worlds, right? And they're bringing Dark Sun back, but they're basically turning it into anime. So it's cooked, bro. I like anime, but I think it's there's time and a place. When I say anime, I don't mean Berserk.
Right.
I don't mean that. It's not manime. it's some like it's some safe shit. I think it's gonna be trash.
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate.
She should make supplemental income by selling ad space on her forehead. Murder of Crows says, "Oh yeah, speaking of physical, Pink Floyd just republished Dark Side of the Moon on cassette. Oh wow, imagine that. Yeah, does anyone have a cassette player? I mean, I like the idea of it.
I did at one point in time. I had one built into a record player that I gave to a friend because I got an actual better turntable. But I do actually have like a whole box full of cassette tapes still, though. I kind of you can actually get there are companies that are making some fairly decent cassettes now, but cassette players, but unfortunately a lot of the good quality components stopped being available like 30 years ago. So like you'd almost having to start up a whole new industry for what is just a niche based kind of hobbyist thing. Unfortunately. So, yeah. Hopefully you can find some though. You know, like there's some good stuff on
hopefully.
Yeah, you can find it. It does last, it doesn't degrade terribly, you know, if it's kept well, but that's most things. I don't know. You know, the whole idea of like the physical media is you need to have physical media access so that you can make your own digital backups and just have the autonomy to like take care of your own shit. But that used to be just what we're supposed to have and we've grown accustomed to. But now it's this whole shift to try to put people in closed networks so they can constantly just have you know, beholden to changes and whatever authority more so than anything.
Yeah. Okay. So let me know what you guys think. Murcrow says portable cassette Walkmans are making a comeback. Well, that might be for the novelty, but I mean, we'll see. The thing is, Walkmans or cassette tapes don't like. If I was gonna like bring back an old medium, I don't know if I would bring back cassette tapes because the quality isn't necessarily as good as say a record, like vinyl.
I get vinyls and I get CDs.
Yeah, I have vinyls.
I do get
CDs.
cassettes from
yeah,
time
I think
to time.
vinyls and CDs have like really good quality. I think the cassette tape's kind of a downgrade. I mean, the main advantage is that it is portable, but that's why I just wonder, like, if I was gonna bring something back, I don't know if I'd bring that. I'd be bringing back the 8-track. I don't know if I would bring that back. But CDs and I mean CDs haven't left, but like CDs and vinyl records, which I have a bunch of, that I would definitely like, you know, invest in. So I think vinyl records are great, like at home, which I have a record player at home.
Yeah.
So okay. Anyway. I was just listening to King Crimson the other day while I was cleaning the house on my vinyl record. That's what it's made for. Like I had this fond memory of like being a kid and my father on the weekends. It was always on Saturday after the cartoons were done, and it was like, you know, my father and my mother would start house cleaning stuff.
Yeah.
And they put on records and they would just play them loud and do everything.
Yeah, no, I'm on the weekends when I was living in Pacific Northwest. I would, whenever I would just decide, like on weekends, I would usually do like a whole bunch of fermenting projects, you know, or like because I would do juicing throughout the week. So I would do this either when I was doing like a whole bunch of ferments or juicing. So generally there was like a day on the weekend though where I was just playing records nonstop. Just go and play a record, get through, like play the entire side, flip it over, you know, and then go back to what I was doing, you know, and just take like these little breaks every 20, 30 minutes, and then go back to do what you're doing. You get 20, 30 minutes of work in, and then you can go and stop, you know, like take the record, flip it over, do the thing, and I mean, it's great. And it's just like, and I got a nice little break built into it, and and it's just, I don't know, I vibe when I get a juice and listen to records, or just when I'm making like salsa or what the hell ever. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, and that's kind of like the whole thing with like the responsibility that these companies actually have to people that if they had respect for, they would call them customers, and they would want to actually try to instill a culture around gaming that would comprise like the culture of gaming, not just the profits from selling people games.
Yeah,
well, I'm an idealist. What can I say?
No, fair enough. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next story. Let us know what you guys think about this one in the comments. And all right, so we're gonna talk about Spider-Man: Brand New Day. Now, I wasn't gonna talk about any of these MCU movies because I figured they were just gonna be flops, but apparently this one's not that bad, and people are generally happy with it. And the only issue seems to be that it's trying to do two stories, one of which is a good story, which is the Spider-Man story, and then one of which is not so good. Now, spoilers, if you don't want to be spoiled, then maybe you should not watch this part. I'm not really sure, but maybe you don't care. So
I will try not to spoil it, but I have seen the movie.
It's not a really well-kept secret that Jean Grey is in the movie, and she is the villain, and that's the thing that people take issue with. I think there was originally a different plan to have somebody else doing what she's doing, but because I guess they changed it because people hated what the original plan was. It was like a different character that was doing it. The Jackal, which is kind of like a deep cut for a Spider-Man villain. But they went with Jean Grey because they're trying to tie it into the MCU, the greater story. But apparently still, even with those like stumblings, right? The movie's over long. It's like 2.5 hours. I don't know what that is with like, modern movies, like over the last like 15 years or so. All the movies have been really long movies that don't need to be. Like, long movies have a place. Like, certain movies should be long. I mean, Lord of the Rings, but also like historical epics, things like that. Gladiator was long, but it was good long. But every movie being long, like a children's movie, you can't do that with like a family movie or children's movie because
especially kids movies, because even the kids' interest after 90 minutes. I mean, you're lucky you get to be enchanted for 90 minutes. It's like the longer you're asking, like there's diminishing returns. The longer these things get, less people give a shit about what's even going on.
Well, it's sitting at around, 90 to 91% from critics.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually doing well with audiences too, at 98%. And maybe it's because it's not as bad as like movies like movies from in the same vein over the last like few years, like Supergirl.
It is far
and people
better
are so
than
happy that it's not awful that they're like turning out to watch it.
It is far better than most MCU movies. I'll say that. Like,
at least for a while, like in the last while, like since like basically the last Spider-Man movie, probably.
Yes, Toasty was invited she was invited to be on I guess she mentioned it last night, so I guess I can say it now. She's going to be on Yellow Flash this evening.
Nice.
And so she was like, I need to see Spider-Man, John. Can you help me out? I was like, well, of course. Let me see what I can do. So I found a copy. So I have seen it. I've got it on my computer right now. It's better for 2026. It's certainly better than a Disney movie. I'm still glad that I wouldn't have paid for it to begin with. I didn't plan on downloading it, now, quite honestly. But I ended up just doing it because I got asked. But having seen it, it's all right. Still wouldn't have paid for it myself. It's got a lot of esoteric sigil magic, weird fucking kind of, wushu bullshit, Masonic kind of this and that. Like, there's a whole bunch of sub stuff, but that's in everything. That's in everything. At least everything that I watch, and I just kind of take that as just par for the course now, because that's how a lot of this stuff permeates itself. But the movie itself it's okay. It's all right. It's not like the greatest thing ever, but it's not bad. It's just it's exactly probably what you'd expect it to be. I think it's not really like and maybe that's actually like the most complimenting thing that I could say is it's just it meets an expectation and it doesn't really try to play with it too much, other than just kind of like the normal level of just kind of like the shifts that happen, like like they change the main villain character and what's going on with that. But I mean, it's got good visuals. It's got good costume. Like
I hear it's got some of the best action scenes.
Yeah,
that's like the strongest thing. So like, if you just want to watch it for the action, it's very well done.
Yeah, I would say I don't
Some
know.
people say better than Spider-Man 2. I'm gonna press X to doubt. Although
I don't know, it's the kind of movie that I pay $20-$30 to see. Right?
Yeah,
per person, especially like in today's prices.
Can't believe it.
Yeah, so. But it's kind of movie that like when it's on DVD or like it's cheap to own, sure, but it's not like I really plan on like you need to watch it a whole bunch. It's kind of like once you've seen the story, it's like okay, all right, well I guess that's okay. I've seen Spider-Man now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go. Not like I said. It's not bad. It's doing pretty well. So if you guys were wondering if this was another disaster piece, I guess it's not as bad. It does have its issues, but it's not as bad as the latest has been. Yeah. And I guess there's there's even a Savage Hulk in it and the hand ninjas. So yeah. I'll say this. When it comes out on digital, I'll download it again. Okay.
I'll get a better quality copy.
I might give it a shot at some point.
It'll be worth watching when it's not $20 or $30 to watch as one person.
Oh, for sure. I'm not gonna spend money on it.
That's what I would say. Or be like me and sail the pirate seas. Yar.
Yeah. Yes. For sure. I'm gonna watch Spider-Man at some point. But anyway. So yeah, I just thought I would share that. Let us know what you guys think about that one in the comments. We're gonna move on to the next one. These are we're gonna do some quick ones because we are getting to the end here. But I thought this would be interesting. So they've released some promo images for the Rings of Power, and I want you guys to look at this.
Oh God, drone. Oh God.
Do you see anything wrong with this image? Anybody? Does anybody see anything wrong with this?
Are they putting out AI fucking like what?
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's not how you carry a sword.
What are you talking about? He's showing off his skill by balancing it on his neck. No, nobody can figure it out. Nobody can figure it out. Have you ever seen that game where you have two pictures and they change things? You have to figure out what the differences are in each image. You guys ever seen that? How is this one different?
Oh,
do you guys see the difference there?
Oh my!
Let's look at it again. Do you guys see it? Nobody. Dude, how did nobody caught that? Yeah, spot the difference. Thank you, Nova fan.
Oh,
how
my
is it?
Shit.
This is the look. I know this looks like the official, art or whatever. This has been manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
Flip them quickly. Yeah, do you see it? I mean, they're not quite the same size, so it's not going to work as well. But I don't know if you guys are noticing the difference here.
Oh God.
And they put this out as official promo images for the Rings of Power season 3.
They AI'd their fuck up to fix it.
Yeah, they fucked up. They did an AI and fucked it up.
Oh God.
Fortunately, we have some heroes like Eric Kane. You guys might know Eric Kane. This is another throwback to Gamergate. He wrote about Gamergate at the time, and he wrote an article for Forbes in 2014 which was called Gamergate: A Closer Look at the Controversy Sweeping Video Games. And it's time for video game journalists to engage with hashtag Gamergate. So he was generally a supporter of Gamergate. And he's still around, and he made this post. He says, okay, this is one of the images from Amazon's official press site for Rings of Power Season 3. Can someone explain what his sword is doing? It's balancing on the back of his neck.
Without any shadow.
It's right here. Look, see, it's right here. It's an official image from the website.
Right. No shadow.
And he fixed it with ChatGPT. And he said, I just put it like holding it on his shoulder. And he even did one where it's just on his back. He's like, it's slightly impractical classic sword sheath on your back. Hope you've been stretching and strengthening your rhomboids, rotator cuff, and latissimus dorsi. Yeah. So I just think that was sad. Just like a sad thing to do from Amazon. Bush League completely.
God. Have you seen the throne that they have for the new season?
No.
Made out of helmets.
I'm not gonna I only thought that the AI thing was just so bad.
Oh, well, this is pretty terrible too. At some point, I'm not saying to look it up right now, but at some point you should look into it. It looks like the throne is made out of the helmets of elves, and so it looks. Oh
God!
Yeah, right. Yes, Game of Thrones. They had to. Yes.
Oh God, that's so bad.
So they made a throne out of helmets from slain warriors, and it looks like cum. It looks like it just looks like a splooge pile with like this pillow in the middle. It's terrible. Oh God, it's bad.
So anyway, I just wanted to share that one. I thought it was funny, if anything. Nova Fan says this is the example of AI being a monkey's paw. I put the sword on his shoulder, like you said. You never said it had to show his hand.
Right.
I know, it's sad. It's sad. All right, just a couple more little ones. So the Marvel Studios is preparing to cast their X-Men, and they have revealed the actress to play Emma Frost, and she is not bad. Right?
She is revealed for certain.
So this is Samara Weaving.
Yes.
I don't really know what else she's been in, but I thought this was decent casting, and I'm surprised they didn't race swap her or something. Like cast fucking Viola Davis, but they didn't. So I'll take it. Or Lupita Nyong'o, she's looking for work after the Odyssey. She's like riding high on the hog. So I thought, this is actually pretty decent casting. We'll see where it goes from there. I was happy with that. And let's see. Let's do a little bit of cake, and then we'll end it here. So this is a trailer for a new movie coming out called Wicker. I may have to stop and then reshare this just to make sure the audio is going to play. What would you know about this one?
I have just recently seen a thing about it. Yeah.
All right.
Trailer. Yeah.
So this is a movie called Wicker. You guys tell me what you think this is about.
Today's catch!
You needn't yell. He can smell you coming.
Lick my worm!
So then, fisherwoman, you caught yourself a lover yet?
Love seems more a burden than a prize.
Sorry.
There's my mum. There's absolutely no shame in living out your remaining days alone.
I'll marry you.
Oh.
I want you to make me a husband.
Be at the chapel in a month.
Good.
The magic dwarf. He makes her a man out of wicker.
A wicker man, if you will.
More like a straw man.
Right.
I am here to marry you.
What's that? This is my husband.
It's not cake, I told you.
I heard that he's strong as a tree and just as hard.
He's Wicker.
Straighten me right out.
Hard R Wicker, dude.
And breathe. It's not natural. Men are not like that.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. You know, you've made quite an impression. The wives, they're all aflutter.
I don't blame her. I climbed that.
Cousin.
Random black guy dancing in
balls,
the...
haven't we,
Where
fisherman?
is this happening?
He has his days. I have mine, and we have our nights.
Is someone being
You
murdered?
just put that in trailers now? Jesus, what happened?
Let's dig in. I'll be fixing the bed this afternoon. It broke again.
You've got some sort of scheme going with the natural world, haven't you?
Mother Nature provides, I merely augment.
Okay.
All right. More demonic worship. Yeah. Woo. Yay.
What is it? What is this trying to say? I'm just. It's a shame. It's shameful. Shameful, to me, anyways. Where's the cake? All right. So we'll look at some cake for real. Norwegian posted this game in the Discord server. If you guys like have any things that you or like in the hype train, you can post it in the hype train room. And it is called. Let me see. I'm gonna grab the preview trailer.
Hey, it's August.
It's called Kingdom Conquer. Yeah, August 1st.
Yeah, it's August.
A Viking first-person and strategy game. Claim territory, expand settlements, raise warriors, and grow your economy in turn-based kingdom mode before leading brutal raids into the enemy lands to conquer. Okay. And let's take a look. I think this might be the Kingdom Conquest? No, Kingdom Conquer. Whatever. Maybe there aren't no maybe there's no YouTube links. So we'll just share this. Kingdom Conquest looks like something else. All right. So that's just a photo. Let's go to the beginning here.
There's a there it is.
Okay. You guys hear this?
Yep.
Yeah. Looks like kind of like Minecraft.
A little bit.
Well, yeah, it's totally Minecraft. Women? I'm returning it.
Nice.
I'm kidding. Quality. Equal rights, equal fights. Well, this is available now. It's definitely something unique. It looks like it's got. Oh yeah, there's a demo too, so you guys can download the demo for that.
Yeah.
Close this here.
Yeah. Metal Gear will be coming out soon. It's August.
What?
They say it's August. It means just a couple of weeks. We'll have Metal Gear.
Oh,
Metal
yeah. The Metal Gear. Yeah, I know what you mean. The Master Collection Part 2 or whatever it is, the second collection.
Be able to play the Patriots again. First time.
Yeah. Let me show you guys Agent 64 if you guys don't know about it. And we'll look at the trailer for that too.
Indeed.
All right, so let's go back to this, and I'm gonna bump this up so you guys can see it. Why is there no sound? Whatever, I have it playing. Oh yeah, it's playing. It's just low.
Yeah, it's quiet, but I can hear it. I think.
Yeah, it's got the old GoldenEye textures. I know.
Yeah, I can faintly hear it.
I played the demo. It's pretty good, actually. I was having fun. And again, I never had a Nintendo 64, so this is like, you know, scratching that itch. I know I could emulate it or whatever, but it's kind of nice that, you know, some people are trying to make like, you know,
yeah. If you're having a hard time
these
hearing
big
it,
games.
it's very much just GoldenEye level. Like, you know, like the bullets, you can hear everything sounding appropriately. It's a little quiet, but I can hear it.
Get Dean on this, yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll let him know that it exists, but I think I did send it to him. He probably, because he's kind of a purist, he'd probably say, you know, this isn't GoldenEye. He'll probably have some criticisms. I don't know, but it looks good to me. 14 unique missions. It's got 4-player couch multiplayer stuff, like just like the old GoldenEye, you know. Various modifiers like turning heads, fast karate chops,
slappers,
slow-mo, dodge the bullets. Time
tall
attack,
people, short people, throwing shoes,
tiny heads, so it's harder to get headshots. Co-op, split screen, play the full story in split screen.
Nice. Can I throw shoes?
Yeah. 4-player, look at that. 4-player split screen PvP. I mean, I don't know how you would do that on a PC. I mean, you'd have to like somehow connect like 4 controllers, I guess. But
you can do like LAN over IP. You can spoof
Yeah.
it. Just it's the same way that you can do like you know, like you just kind of do because they have it set up.
it also has online, so that's different. That wasn't available on the old.
Yeah, you can make online act like LAN, and you can also make LAN like work over the internet. So yeah, there's it should be doable.
Mm-hmm. Online co-op too. Dude, that's dope. Play with 4 friends or 3 friends. I'd play this one co-op. That could be fun. I don't know how much it is. We'll see. I don't think it's that expensive though. Coming soon, but it's not out yet, so there's that. But there's a demo. August 11th, so pretty quick. It's coming up pretty soon here.
Yeah,
it's gonna be out. Yep. All right, now Wild Blue Skies. Let's look at this. This also has a demo available. This is the one I said it's basically Star Fox.
Grimclaw's forces have reached our shores.
Leave it up to us, General.
Hey, has actual voice acting.
Stops here.
It's got actual voice acting.
Yeah, it's got voice acting. You get to like the other you're flying with other pilots.
You can't follow me, Bowie.
All bombers are go.
Duck on your 6, Bowie. I've got eyes on your back.
Togi's on my tail. Get him off. Thanks for the assist.
Whew. Looks like we made it through.
Can you keep up?
It's not in space, so I guess that's how they avoid the
escaping this time.
boss fights.
Don't get
Maybe that's how they get away with not being sued. Although Nintendo might sue them. I mean, they wouldn't have to
I'm sure they'll try to, you know, squadron.
Fired up.
And it'd be like, yeah,
You're
but
cool, we're not
squadrons
free
are
yet.
squadrons exist. You know.
One last push, team.
Way to go, Bowie.
Let's end this once and for all.
Yeah, it literally has like, you know, 4 characters. I think that the next trailer will show some. Yeah. We'll just show a little bit more.
I actually find this a little bit more appealing than Dark Fox, to be quite honest. The cell shading kind of helps, you know, that animated quality. Yeah.
All right. Wait, why is it?
It's interesting.
Yeah, so that's one.
And it'll be out on the 13th.
All right, Citizen.
It's 2 days after the other.
Is that in here? Is it here? Oh yeah, Citizen.
Yeah. Oh yes, Citizen Vigilante. Yes.
Okay.
Everything I do for you. I can't sit here and watch the system stay asleep for our system anymore. The truth is, you're all being used. The police won't protect you. I have to protect you.
That's why it's bad.
And if the courts and laws don't give you justice, I will give you justice.
This is sort of
remember,
in line
I do this for you
Cops and
until you learn to do it for yourself.
Whoa, dude,
You and me can change history in fighting injustice. If the state, the courts, the police fails, we need to come in and correct injustice. You need to stop getting abused and used as a tool. Instead, you will take control, so they will be the victims they never dreamed they ever could be. So all of you who care about injustice, correct it. Go out there and show all these fuckers that they are not getting away with it.
Whoa, guys, calm down. All right. I think I'm going to stop it there. We've gone over time, so we will the FPS drop. That's funny. That looks hilarious to me. I mean, it does. All right, we gotta end the show though. So thanks for sending me the image. Mr. 0303 he found me the image that I made originally of the Vic Mignogna thing in 2019. There it is. I said this, and I guess it got used on the Kickstarter to give him the money, and I totally forgot that I had made this. But Mastergo says I put something in Hype Train. Okay, let's see. This is it then. All right. Mastergo, I like to share stuff. So, all right, let's take a look at this.
Indeed.
All right. So full screen, lie of something. It's like mech. Low poly. What? Wipeout? Final Fantasy or Wild Arms or something? Armored Core? No, that reminds me of the this right here. Do you remember that? You remember that mech game that Sega put out when Virtua Fighter was big? Do you guys remember that?
Vaguely.
Anybody? Oh, what was it called? It was like a mecha dueling game, right. And it was like when Virtua Fighter and Virtua Racer came out, and there was another one. It was like Fighting Vipers. It was around that time.
Yeah,
no, not Sakura Wars. Oh, is that it's Virtual On. That's what it was called.
Yes.
If I remember Virtual On. You see. Virtual On. Cyber Troopers. Yes. That was it. This is the game I was thinking about. I'm not gonna play a bunch of this, but this was on the Saturn, and Virtual On Cyber Troopers Arcade. So I'll just let this play in the background. But yeah, that's what I thought of when I saw the that trailer for that other game. So that game, that one we just looked at, is called Lie of Calum Spirit. It's a Kickstarter game. So. Murder of Crow says, oh yeah. Murder of Crow says, Brian, you got some talent at drawing. Very nice. Dynamic poses are hard to nail down. Yeah, I got the Japanese collection on PS4. Oh, I didn't know that. Virtual On was fun. Yeah, I know. I don't think I ever really played it, but I knew of it. I was like into mecha games wise. I was always in Armored Core, but also I think I got into there was a Front Mission Front Mission 3, I think it was. It's on the PS1. I played that one a lot. So anyway, so we're way over. So thanks guys for coming on the stream. And let me see if you guys are saying anything. And then we're gonna go ahead and close it out. So Rafa says has more content than modern AAA games. He's talking about the Agent 64, Spies Never Die. Yes. Woke is dead. Yes, it is in Vigilante. Game is here, and it's over for the Wokies. They are seething that it exists. I know a guy who's big into virtual on Zayrock on YouTube. Oh, okay. I just got Front Mission 3 on Steam. Cool. All right. Anyway, thanks guys for coming on the stream. Go ahead, John. What are you doing this week? What do you got going?
Rest of the day, not much. Probably play some games. Have some downtime, but I will be back at streaming probably tomorrow at 11 a.m. If Will's up and running, ready to go. Be over there 11 a.m. Eastern on Little Fans with Rhoda and Toasty as well, possibly. Otherwise, I'll definitely be going 8 p.m. Eastern Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays over on Toasty's channel, primarily on Rumble. Is where to find us. And yeah, definitely a fun-filled conversation today, as always. Great to have everybody here in the chat who joined us from the beginning or somewhere along the way, whatever, brought you here. We appreciate the support. And, thanks for, doing everything you can to, give us a reason to pop in here and have these great conversations on the weekend. Always a pleasure being here with you. With that said, though, y'all have a wonderful weekend going forward. Safe travels ahead. Of course, be awesome as always. And see you next weekend, I suppose.
All right. Well, if you guys like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, hit the bell for notification. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think about all the things we covered on the show today, and share the video because sharing is caring. Thanks so much for coming on this episode of The Week in Culture, and we will talk to you guys in the next one. Long live Vivian.
With the glass ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.
I want people in the industry to be a little bit louder about people being mean to other people, and maybe say it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe say we don't want you around if you're going to be a cunt.
Yeah.
And hateful. And that the games industry is diverse naturally. Not because anyone's making them be diverse. Because the world is diverse, you stupid motherfucker. And if you have a problem with that, come fight me. Physically. Bitch.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussies.
Yep.
Down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.